Hello and welcome back to the Cars Ireland YouTube channel. I'm Sinead McCann and this week we continue our long-term test series of family-friendly Skodas with the Kodiaq Sportline. So after 6 months of learning the ropes of Isofix and iSize in the Kodiaq, we've graduated into its bigger brother, the Kodiaq, because no matter how much space you think you'll need when travelling with an infant, you can always use some more. Now, anybody in the market for a family car will be well familiar with the Kodiaq. It burst onto the scene a few years back as a stylish but still practical 7-seat option that didn't necessarily break the bank. And that's still pretty much what it is today, but here's a quick recap of its vital stats. It's got an absolutely massive boot with those rearmost seats down, but even when they are in use, you still got quite a bit to work with back here, which is more that can be said for some of its rivals. Space in this back row is okay, but most definitely better suited to children, as is the case, to be fair, with most of these extra rows, but they are still very handy to have and definitely worth the €1,000 premium over the 5-seat model. It's also got a very cool intercom feature back here. Because this car is so long, it can sometimes be quite hard to make yourself heard as the driver. So, if you turn up the volume via the infotainment system, you can be sure you'll have their utmost attention. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Space in this middle row is very generous and can be made more or less so by moving these seats back and forth like so. It's also quite generous width-wise, even with one of these ginormous car seats on board. Now, it does have 2 sets of Isofix anchors back here, but I'm not sure I'd fancy sitting in between 2 of these things. But one of those smaller booster seats should be fine, plus you've got that back row, so depending on how your kids are spaced out, it is still definitely one of the better options for families. Now, another family-friendly option you've got back here, or friendly to anybody with eyeballs really, are these built-in sun blinds, which do a great job of blocking out any glare. Now, I know you can buy those ones that you stick on with the suckers, but this is just a really slick and stylish way of doing it. Plus, it blocks out almost all of the sun, which those things just can't do. Spec-wise, this Sportline model is just about as good as it gets, both in terms of style and comfort. On the outside, you've got those gorgeous 19-inch alloy wheels, the sporty body kit, panoramic roof and roof rails, and in this case, finished in one of my all-time favourite shades of Skoda blue. In here then, you've got this lovely Alcantara and leather upholstery, 3-zone climate control, electric lumbar support for the driver, and an 8-inch colour touchscreen display complete with a reversing camera. So it's the lap of luxury really, and just as good as what you get behind many a more premium and more expensive badge. This is the 2-litre 150 brake horsepower 2-wheel drive TDI, which for me is the perfect blend between power, performance and still reasonable running costs. It's also been paired with a super smooth DSG automatic transmission, which gives it a lovely effortless feel, and despite its considerable bulk and length, it's actually a really enjoyable car to drive, and I'm very much looking forward to spending more time with it. In fact, next week I'll be putting it to its first major test as I embark, like many other people this year, on the Great Irish Staycation of 2020. So if you'd like to see how that goes, do join me back here next week, and don't forget to hit subscribe if you'd like to stay notified of more updates on life in the Skoda Kodiaq coming very soon.